In this video, we are going to see about the DC motors. While coming to the construction of DC motors, there is no basic difference between the construction of generator as well as motor. In the construction wise, there will be no difference. But the input and outputs are different. In generator converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. But in motors, it converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. So the input is electrical. The whole construction armature, the poles, field poles, all are same. There in generator, we are giving mechanical input. So a conductor is placed. We are rotating the conductor in the magnetic field. So according to Faraday's law, an EMF is induced. So we are getting electrical output. But in motors, here a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. So it experiences a mechanical force. That is the principle. That means here a conductor, the armature conductor, it is a current carrying one. We are supplying voltage to this current carrying this conductor. So it changes to a current carrying conductor. Now this current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. Magnetic field is created by the poles. It experiences as a mechanical force, a mechanical output. This armature conductor starts rotating. That is the output, mechanical output of DC motor. This is the principle. Here the direction of the force is given by the Fleming's left hand rule. The magnitude of the force is F is equal to BIL Newton. And now let us see the principle in detail. Here these are the field poles N and S. So here a magnetic field is created. Now this is the armature conductor. Here we are giving supply. Using this battery, we are giving supply. And now when a current carrying conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it experiences mechanical force, so it starts rotating. That is the principle of motor. The construction is same only as generator. In generator, here magnetic field is created. But here in generator, we have to give you mechanical force. We are rotating this conductor. So while rotating, this conductor cuts the flux and EMF is induced. We are getting output here. That is the difference. And now here the same thing, diagram, north pole, south pole, here magnetic field. See, the direction of force is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So for that, here you see the pointer represents a magnetic field. So this magnetic field direction, magnetic field here N to S, the magnetic field. And now current flows in this direction. So in this direction. So current flows from this direction to this direction. So the output is mechanical force and the force is in the upward direction. So here motion is in upward direction. So it rotates in this manner. So let us see in this diagram. Here magnetic field. Here we are considering a single turn coil of armature. We are giving a DC source, a supply. So now it is a current carrying conductor. So current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So magnetic field direction in this manner, N to S, magnetic field to S. Current here. So current in this manner. Now what about this force? While current in this direction force upwards. Similarly in this direction force upwards. Here in this side, here opposite direction to this, here downwards. So that means automatically it is rotating in this direction. So that is the mechanical output. That is the principle of operation of DC motor. Now, due to this DC motor rotation, that rotating conductor cuts the flux. So an EMF is induced. So that EMF is called back EMF or counter EMF that opposes the applied voltage. We are applying some voltage for the motor, that is the input. So due to the applied voltage, here a mechanical force is we are getting. So due to the mechanical force, the armature conductor starts rotating. Hence, due to the rotation, an EMF is induced. That rotating conductor cuts the flux created by the field poles, and EMF is induced. That EMF is called back EMF or counter EMF, which opposes the applied voltage, which is responsible for the electromechanical energy conversion. Okay, so that EMF direction is given by Fleming's right hand rule. The direction of force is given by Fleming's left hand rule. Here the EMF direction is given by Fleming's right hand rule, which is in opposition of the applied voltage. Now we'll move on to the types of DC motor. Similar to the DC generator, here also there are two types of DC motor: separately excited DC motor, self-excited DC motor. In separately excited DC motor, a separate DC source is required to excite the field windings. In motor also we are having field windings, armature windings. So in order to excite the field winding, and we need a separate DC source for separately excited DC motor. So DC source, here this is armature, brushes are used to collect the current, and then it is connected to the load. And then in self-excited DC motor there are three types: DC shunt motor, DC series motor, DC compound motor. In DC shunt motor, from the name itself, shunt, parallel, we can say field windings are in parallel with the armature. So this is armature, field windings are in parallel, and then here only we are giving the applied voltage. So here you see the direction. This motor we are giving electrical input. So the direction is in this manner, electrical input to the armature. In generator we are getting the electrical output, so the direction is in the opposite. So here in motor the direction will be like this, but in generator it will be opposite since the electrical output. So by the direction you have to find whether the circuit is a motor or generator. And now in series motor, here also in series motor the field windings are in series with the armature. And then compound motor, in compound motor there are two types: short shunt and long shunt. Already we have studied about the short shunt and long shunt in the generator. Here also same thing is present, but here only long shunt is explained. So in compound motor both the shunt and series field windings are present. In long shunt compound motor, the shunt field windings are in parallel with the series connection of series field windings and armature. Now let us see the equations for these types one by one. For DC shunt motor, here this is the diagram. So first you have to put the direction. So input, here this is the applied voltage V. So here this current is divided into 2. Now apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. So at this point, sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current. So sum of incoming current is IL and outgoing current I sketch IA. So IL is equal to IA plus I sketch. And now let us write the voltage equation. Here the voltage equation, here this V is in parallel with R sketch. So V is equal to I sketch R sketch. And while writing the equation Kirchhoff's voltage law, V is equal to, here this is the applied voltage, this is the source. Here this EB opposes. So V is equal to, we are writing this EB on the right hand side. So EB plus IRA, this is back EMF. In generator, the EMF is generated EG, that is the source. So we have written that EG is equal to V plus IRA. But here it is different. V is the applied voltage, EB is the back EMF due to this voltage. So EB plus IARA, the drop in the armature. Next, in DC series motor, here same current flows through the circuit. So IL is equal to IA is equal to ISC. IL, that is the source voltage, ISC series field winding, IA armature. While writing the equations, V is equal to, V is the supplied voltage, back EMF plus IARA, the drop in the armature, plus ISC RSC. So we can take IA as common. IA is equal to ISC. IA common, RA plus RSC plus EB is equal to V. In DC compound motor, here also you see the current is flowing inwards to the current input to the armature. So ISC, the series field winding current, is equal to the armature current. IS equal to ISC. And now apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. So incoming current is IL, outgoing current ISH plus ISC. IL is equal to ISH plus ISC. And now the voltage. The voltage V is equal to, that is in parallel with this shunt field winding. So V is equal to ISH RSH. Now write the loop equation for this. Kirchhoff's voltage law equation. So V is equal to, V is the applied voltage. So this back EMF EB plus drop in the armature resistance EB plus IARA plus again drop in the series resistance plus ISC RSC. Suppose in the problems if brush drop is given means you have to add the brush drop in this slide. EB plus brush drop plus IARA plus ISC RSC. And now we move on to the applications. So here this shunt motor has the characteristics of constant speed. In the shunt generator, the output is electrical, so that the shunt generator gives the characteristic of constant voltage. Electrical means the output will be constant voltage. But in shunt motor, the output is mechanical, so we are getting constant speed. So the shunt motors are used where constant speed applications are required. So it is used in lathe machines, centrifugal pumps, fans and blowers. The next one is a series motor. So series motor has the characteristics of high starting torque and more variation in speed. So the variation speed is more. Here the constant speed, here the variation in speed is more. So series motors are used in traction systems, trains, likewise cranes, air compressors, vacuum cleaners and sewing machines. And coming to the compound motor, this combines the features of shunt motor as well as series motor. So it has high starting torque and as well as fairly constant speed. So this compound motor is used for applications which requires high starting torque and fairly constant speed. So compound motor are used in presses, shears, conveyors and elevators. That's all about the DC motors. Next we'll see the AC generators in the next video. Thank you.